In today's session on G Suite security, we'll be covering Gmail data exfiltration and how with a few simple settings, we can prevent it. To work through today's material, you need to be signed into the admin console as a services admin or as a higher privilege such as a super administrator. And you're going to navigate into Apps, G Suite, Gmail, and then from within Gmail into a section called End User Access. Now, the three types of data exfiltration that we're going to be talking about today primarily revolve around downloading email into third-party mail clients or getting it out of your organization in some other way. So we're going to talk about POP and Imap Access, G Suite Sync for Microsoft Outlook, and automatic forwarding. Automatic forwarding is a setting that allows your user to forward their email to another address. Now, that address might be internal to your company, but it can also be external, such as a personal address or an email address that belongs to another company. And as an IT policy, you may choose to restrict that to prevent this data from leaving your organization to an unmanaged device or outside of your control. So we can go ahead and disable automatic forwarding for either all users or by using organizational units by grouping employees together and just turning off the feature for some. Now, if you're worried about change management here, that there might be valid business reasons for forwarding email, not to worry. There's other ways that you can accomplish this as a G Suite administrator within the console, such as using default routes, specifying additional destinations, or even using some other methods that I haven't mentioned. Second, let's talk about G Suite Sync for Microsoft Outlook. So this is a tool that allows us to use Microsoft Outlook as a front end for G Suite Gmail. And what it does is it actually synchronizes mail, contacts, calendar, and even notes. And it does a great job at that, and that's why it's the only supported or recommended way to use Microsoft Outlook with Gmail. But as an IT policy, you might not want your users to be using Outlook to prevent them from downloading and installing G Suite Sync on a third-party computer, such as a personal device. So we can, again, go ahead and disable this protocol and prevent the installation of G Suite Sync for Microsoft Outlook for all your users or using organizational units and groups, grouping your users into a set that you'd like to restrict to prevent this from happening. Lastly is POP and Imap Access. And POP and Imap are email exchange protocols that, again, will allow a user to use a third-party mail client such as Outlook, Thunderbird, Mac Mail, or even iOS Mail to download their email. And again, this would allow a user to download their email to a client or a device that you aren't managing. So if we want to prevent that, we can disable these protocols for either all users or, again, for different organizational units or groups within your company. Now, a word about change management here is that Imap as a protocol is actually used by Mac Mail and iOS Mail. So if you disable this protocol, you'll be preventing people from using iOS Mail on an Apple iPhone as an example, or Mac Mail on a Mac computer. So you're going to want to think through the change management implications here and potentially put your Mac users into an organizational unit to temporarily allow this while you move them to a browser or another supported platform. So that does it for today's video. We hope you found this helpful. Thank you.